Hey there, thanks for tuning in to our August 2023 Community Design Challenge recap. If you want to see some of the amazing submissions from this month's Design Challenge, along with a preview of our September 2023 challenge, stick around. Hey there folks, Tim Slade here from the eLearning Designers Academy. As many of you know, one of the many challenges, no pun intended, that a lot of folks have when it comes to building their instructional design and e-learning development skills, along with creating samples of work for their portfolios, is having the opportunity to practice on real-world projects in a practical way. And so that's exactly why we created our monthly design challenges inside the eLearning Designers Academy, to help you put your skills into practice and build samples of work for your portfolio without all of the stress and uncertainty that comes with trying to pick your own topic. And so each month we issue a new challenge which provides a real-world topic and prompt based on a hypothetical company. And as part of the challenge, participants are tasked with developing a complete e-learning course to solve a specific set of learning outcomes. Now, as part of the challenge, we also provide a style guide and brand assets for the hypothetical company, which provides guidance on the use of colors and fonts and logos and much more. And then at the end of each month, we review all of the submissions and host a recap, just like the one you're watching right now, and of course, announce a winner. And then, of course, the great thing about our monthly design challenges is that as each month goes by and as we announce new challenges, we'll have a growing library of sample project topics from you to pick from and continue building your skills and growing your portfolio. So with that said, let's take a look at the details from our August 2023 Design Challenge, along with all the submissions and of course our winner, and then I'll give you a preview of our next month's challenge. And of course, if you'd like to follow along with me, check out the link down in the comments where you can see the details of this month's challenge, along with all of our submissions. All right, so let's start with a quick recap of what our August 2023 challenge was. So for this month's challenge, we decided to focus on protecting company data, and we created a hypothetical company called CyberCo, which is a cybersecurity company specializing in helping clients protect their sensitive data. So for this particular challenge over the last several months, customers have noticed an increase in malware attacks and loss of data due to their employees' use of USB flash drives. And so for this month's challenge, participants were challenged to create a course to help learners practice secure, responsible ownership of flash drives, recognize the signs of malware attacks, and then of course respond defensively to a malware attack. Now, just like with all of our challenges, we always like to include some requirements and constraints to help people get creative with the design of their courses. So we included some suggestions on how to create some simple and advanced forms of interactivity, everything from simple click reveals to more advanced coworker interactions and branching scenarios. And then, of course, we provided our style guide for CyberCo, our hypothetical company, which provided some guidance on CyberCo's logo, the colors, and, of course, the fonts for CyberCo. And it was so interesting to see how each of the participants used the style guide to create unique and interesting looking courses. So we're not going to look at all of the submissions, but like I said, I'll include a link down below to where you can see all of the submissions for this month's challenge. But we're going to just focus on our top 5 submissions, and then I will announce our winner. All right, in no particular order, let's take a look at our first of our top 5 submissions by Athena Procsal. I hope I said your name right, Athena. All right, so here's Athena's course on protecting your company data. And as you can see, we can see a little bit of our style guide coming through here with the CyberCo logo and of course the colors here. And I really love this theme of the different bugs representing, malware or viruses. So we'll go ahead and click here to begin the course. And what I really like about Athena's submission here is that we jump right into a scenario. You see so many courses where it starts with a list of learning objectives and telling us what we're going to learn. And in this instance, we're jumping right into a scenario. So you enter work and boot up your computer, and in your inbox you find an email from your internal IT department. We click to open the email. We'll click here, and we can see our email here, and we see some information about the increased cyber attacks via infected USB drives. There's been a 37% of threats were specifically designed by removable media. and our company is instituting a new protocol for using USB drives in the workplace to keep sensitive data from hackers. So we have a couple options here. First, we have the option to disable autoplay on our computer, and then we can learn the new protocol. So let's learn about disabling autoplay. So we can prevent USB flash drives from autoplaying or executing whatever virus might be on it. So if we click here, we get this fun little scenario. And what I like about this submission, what Athena did here is, it can be really hard to create interactive simulations that are smooth and intuitive in Storyline. And so what I think Athena did here really well was creating an interactive guided simulation. And you'll notice I have to click here to proceed forward. So the mouse cursor is helping guide me, but I actually have to click on each of these options here to disable the autoplay. And now the autoplay is off. So I thought that was a really great use of combining what I assume are screenshots and some motion paths with the mouse cursor and then some hotspots to make that interactive. So it was really simple, but a really great way of putting that into practice. All right, so we come back to this screen here and we have disabled the autoplay. Now let's learn the new protocol. So click here. And here we have a simple click to reveal interaction. So click on the USBs to learn more about the new policies. We have some little USBs here. We can click and learn about anti-malware updates. All computers issued by the computer must have anti-malware software. Okay. Use company USB only. So employees only receive removable storage provided and secured by the company. No outside devices may be used. Separate home and work, or separate home and work. Employees will keep all removable storage for work and home separate. We only use company provided USB drives. We have some great images here. And then chain of custody guaranteed. So employees will only use removable media that has been documented, that has documented chain of custody. Each USB drive will be signed out prior to it being used. Okay, very good. So some simple tips there that I assume will come into play here in a moment. All right, so we finished that screen. Now if we click continue here, we go to this next part of our interaction. So it's important that you protect the company from an invasion of computer bugs and malware. You must be vigilant at all times. Each scenario that you answer correctly will eliminate one bug. You may access the decision matrix at any time by clicking on the USB stick on the left. Try doing so now before moving on. So what Athena did here is we click here, we get this fun little decision guide. And what I like about this is it's a great example of integrating performance support into e-learning. So we can reference this. Maybe it's something that could be downloaded or printed that we can save. So we have this decision tree on where did we get this USB. We found it, work, home, and I'm sure we'll reference this as we go through the scenario. So I'll click return here. We'll come back to this here in a moment. We'll continue on and we'll get into our first scenario. So it's a beautiful day. You decide to take your lunch outside and there's a USB stick on the bench in front of the office where many employees go to eat lunch. It kind of looks like a USB from your company, but what should you do? So do we throw it in the trash? Do we put it in our pocket and take home and use it there? Do we put it in our pocket and take to the IT department at work? Or someone in your office might have dropped it. Bring it with you to see if you can figure out who it belongs to. So let's do this. I'm going to go ahead and look at our decision tree here. And where did we get this USB? Well, we found it. Did you find it near the office? Yes. Okay, we're going to take it to IT to have it checked out. So I'm going to get the correct answer for this first one. Put it in your pocket. Take it to the IT department. And we squished a bug. There's a cool sound effect there. After you give the USB to IT, you forget all about it until you receive a thank you telling you that it was infected and they were able to send a mass email warning others. Okay, so we saved the world. All right, we'll click continue here. Now we're into our second scenario. You find a USB stick on your desk the next day. It does belong to the company, but you do not know how it got on your desk. So put it in your computer, see what's on it. Ask around to see if anyone misplaced it. Put it in your pocket and take home and use there, or take it to IT since you did not sign it out. So I'll go ahead and click here. And we found this at work. Is the chain of custody 100% secure? Not sure about that. So return it to IT. So in this case, I'm going to intentionally get it wrong. So we're going to put it in our computer and see what's on it. Oh, now we get a bunch of bugs here. So there was malicious code on the USB. When you plug it in, you're taken to a phishing site and you're asked to enter sensitive information. There was no clear chain of command. Since you did not sign it out, it was not secured overnight. It should be taken to IT. So we'll try again, and of course we'll get it right. So take it to IT, since you did not sign it out. Hey, we squished another bug, and we get some good feedback here. We did the right thing. Fantastic. Continue. All right, in our third and final scenario, you and your team members have an appointment off-site in the afternoon. You're not certain of internet connectivity on the site, so do we go to IT and sign out a USB stick for the day? head out to the job site quickly as possible. Assume your coworker will bring a USB stick. Do nothing. The client will provide the necessary equipment. In this case, I think we've learned at this point, we're going to go to IT and send out a USB stick. We get our third squash, or we destroyed our third bug there. We get some positive feedback, and we'll continue forward. So you've proven to be a reliable employee for company XYZ. Our data and that of our clients remain secure thanks to your consistent adherence to our new removable device protocol. So what I like about this is very, very simple course, teaching people to turn off the autoplay, learning that new protocol with a simple click to reveal interaction. Then we put it into practice with a series of simple scenarios. So what I like about this, and what you'll see in the other examples we'll look at, is all of these examples have really good scenario-based learning. But what you'll discover is that, these scenario-based questions or scenario-based scenarios are just glorified multiple choice questions strung together with a story, which makes it a scenario, right? So thank you so much for Athena for this submission. It was fantastic. All right, we're moving on to our second of our top 5 submissions, this time from Courtney Roberts and Jason Davenport. And these two individuals worked together on this to create a responsible flash drive use course. So I'll click continue here. We have this fun animated logo opening.
Somewhere in a city much like your own, in your average everyday office building, a company's data is compromised. Every year in the United States.
Wow, this is all very dramatic.
That's because company data is a very serious matter.
Oh, I completely agree. But I think you're missing the mark here a little.
What do you mean?
While a company's data could be compromised by a hacker sneaking in at night, there isn't much we can do about that as the average team member. I mean, you probably aren't in charge of locking up the building at night, right? A much more convenient way for someone to steal a company's data is this.
A flash drive?
Yep, a flash drive.
You've got a point there. So, what do you suggest we do about it?
Well, here's where it gets interesting. We, the average team members, play a critical role in keeping our company's data safe. And it starts with understanding how these little devices can be a big threat.
Go on.
Think about it. A flash drive is small, portable, and can hold a ton of data. It's like a digital Trojan horse innocently waiting for someone to plug it in.
And once it's in, it can unleash all sorts of havoc.
Exactly. So our mission is to raise awareness and practice caution. We need to differentiate between safe flash drives and potential threats. Examine the content before plugging anything in, and weigh the risk of introducing unknown data to our systems.
So, by being mindful of what we plug into our computers, we can prevent data breaches and keep our company safe.
You got it. We can be the first line of defense, and together we can protect what's important.
It's time to become cybersecurity superheroes.
You catch on quickly. Now, here's the fun part. The objectives.
Objective 1, unmasking flash drive threats.
By the end of this module, you'll be able to analyze potential cybersecurity threats related to flash drives. You'll become a pro at spotting those digital tricksters.
Objective 2, mastering secure practices.
Get ready to evaluate and critique secure practices for flash drive usage. You'll learn to weigh their effectiveness and champion responsible data handling.
Objective 3, heroic incident responses.
After this module, you'll be able to assess and critique incident response strategies for defending against malware attacks via flash drives. Superheroes in training, assemble.
Count me in. Let's take action and safeguard our company's data.
That's the spirit. Together, we'll make sure no rogue flash drive escapes our watchful eyes. Time to turn awareness into action and have a little cybersecurity fun along the way.
All right, so what I love about this, I have to give Courtney Roberts and Jason Davenport bonus points for the production quality of that video. Obviously, the animated logo being done in After Effects, and that other video with the Vyond character, and how that all became edited together to create that fun story, and the use of humor. Great work there. So we'll continue on through this course to check out some of the interactions they built into this. So first, we have a history of cyber attacks, and again, we look here, really great use of the branding, expanding upon those colors and the style to create this slide template and layout. So we'll continue here. And here we have a simple click to reveal, learning about the different, some of the history of cyber attacks and then what can be learned from it. And of course, check out the link down below if you want to click through this and read through some of this more on your own. So I'll just click through some of these quickly here. Great example of a simple click to reveal interaction. And then the other thing I'll point out here as I click on this final fifth item here, one of the things I really appreciated that Courtney and Jason incorporated was this pull-out menu here. Building a built-in menu into Storyline is a bit of a technical challenge, making it present throughout the entire course, so I really appreciate that. So go ahead and click Continue here. Secure ownership of flash drives. And once again, we have a simple, in this case, it's a drag and drop to reveal interaction, but it's an interesting use case. So we drag the USB stick here. We get some information about encryption and password protection. Okay. And again, feel free to check these out on your own if you want to read through all this information. I like how what's being talked about here on the screen is being demonstrated on the computer. Okay. And then we'll continue on here. All right. And I think what I'll jump to here is I want to jump to our heroic data handling. So one of the things I really like that Courtney and Jason incorporated is some interactive video using Vyond videos.
I found this USB drive in the conference room. It might have some important files. Should I plug it in and check?
All right, so we have a video, and then we're provided with a scenario-based question. It goes back to what I said before, right? Branching scenarios are just multiple choice questions that are grouped together and strung together with a story. So Humphrey thinks that the USB drive he found in the conference room should be plugged into his computer to see if there are any important files on it. Yeah, let's get it wrong, see what happens. Oh, no, we got it right. Good job, that's correct. I think he said shouldn't.
Whoa there. Before you do anything, let's think defensively. We need to consider the possibility that it might be a malware trap.
Really? It looks like a regular flash drive to me.
Okay, question 2. What is Lorena's response when Humphrey suggests plugging in the flash drive? Do it, throw it away, stop, be careful, leave it where you found it. Let's do it. We get a wrong answer, so we'll continue forward in our scenario.
Cyber attackers often rely on human curiosity. Plugging in an unknown USB can introduce malware into our network. Always be cautious.
Okay, what should I do then?
And then we have a question where you can continue forward. So it's a really great example of some scenario-based learning with some interactive video. So great job, Courtney and Jason. Thank you so much for your submission. All right, moving on to our next submission from our top 5 is Ryan Govreau on his protecting company data. So I'll go ahead and click here to begin. Again, what I really like about this submission is how much Ryan incorporated the colors, the CyberCo logo. It looks definitely like a good brand.
Over the last several months, a customer has noticed an increase in malware attacks and lost data due to their employees' use of flash drives or USB drives when working off-site. Employees get free flash drives from vendors, bring their own drives, or use company-owned flash drives to back up materials when not in the office. Additionally, traveling teams frequently hand off project documents via flash drives because internet access can sometimes be unpredictable. Before we begin, let's take a step back and define and describe what a flash drive is. A flash drive, also known as a USB flash drive or thumb drive, is a portable data storage device that has become an essential tool in today's digital landscape. It employs flash memory technology, which allows data to be electronically written and erased. These drives are typically small, lightweight, and plug into a USB port on computers, laptops, and even some mobile devices. Flash drives come in various storage capacities, ranging from a few gigabytes to several terabytes, enabling users to store and transport large amounts of data, including documents, photos, videos, software, and more. During our time together, we will examine what it means to practice secure, responsible ownership of flash drives, analyze the signs of malware attacks from flash drives, and identify ways to respond defensively to malware attack attempts. When you're ready, click Begin.
All right. What I like about what Ryan did here is it's a really good use of AI video, I think through Synthesia. But what I like is that he went beyond just having a talking head. He also animated in and out other forms of multimedia to help us see what he was talking about, along with the learning objectives and the images of those flash drives. So we'll go ahead and continue here. Okay, while there are many different ways to practice secure, responsible ownership of flash drives, we'll examine 6 that could be the quickest to implement and get you in a secure space. So we'll go ahead and click here. So here we have a simple click to reveal, learn about encryption and strong passwords and physical security. Again, check out the link down below if you want to click through this and read more of this in detail. So a simple click to reveal interaction. We'll continue here. One of the things that Ryan did, I won't play this YouTube video, but what I like that he did is rather than trying to recreate the wheel about creating strong passwords, he utilized some existing resources and incorporated that into the course from an existing YouTube video. And then, of course, we have a simple multiple choice questions on creating a good password. So I'll click submit here, get some feedback. Pretty standard question there.
We can practice all the steps to keep our flash drives secure and think we're doing the right thing, but still get stuck in malicious activity by accident, become victim to a flash drive malware attack. Once the infected flash drive is connected to the compromised system, the malware can execute its malicious activity, potentially causing data breaches, system compromise, unauthorized access, or spreading of the malware to other connected devices. Such attacks emphasize the need for heightened vigilance when using external storage devices. Next, let's review the signs often present when a malware attack has occurred.
All right, there's a lot more in Ryan's submission, so make sure to check out the link below to click through Ryan's submission. So thank you so much, Ryan. Great work on your submission and wonderful use of some AI video. All right, so our next submission comes from Tim Horgan, and here is his submission on cybersecurity and protecting company data. Super interesting introduction with some audio narration and sound effects, and again, great use of the CyberCo branding with a really nice clean layout. So I'll click here to begin the scenario. This course is sound enabled. Please test your device volume with the icon. So there's some sound here. You can definitely hear audio. Continue there. Okay, special alert. In Q1 and Q2 of 2023, USB malware attacks have tripled in prevalence. All right, that's scary. We have a nice little scenario here. It's 8:30 in the morning. Your colleague said he'd meet you at the front of his house. Sorry about that. Are you ready to go? Okay, we'll click continue here. This morning you meet with a client. Your aim is to retrieve some files that are important to her project. Okay. Again, great use of some sound effects and the animations there. So be warned, you have to rely on USBs to get the job done. Okay. Continue there. During the meeting, refer to the help guide for extra assistance. We'll click to see that now. Here's our little help guide. Okay, and then we'll continue to question 1. You meet the client in a local cafe. Continue. Thanks for meeting on such short notice. You exchange small talk and then your client gets to business. Very good. Sorry, I don't have much time this morning. I've got the files for you. I'll send them over Google Drive. Okay. The cafe's Wi-Fi is slow. The file size is huge, over 30 gigabytes. Google Drive estimates an hour upload time. That's no good. Luckily, I brought this. I think it'll help speed things up. Okay, so we have a USB drive here. Take a look at your colleague's USB. It looks like he borrowed it from his kid. What do you say? All right, let's take a look at the help. All right, let's look at these. I think we should stick to Google Drive. Let me connect to my phone hotspot. Maybe it'll go faster. Good thinking. Let's give your USB a go. I have a company USB. I think we ought to use that. Let's check out our questions here. When viable, opt for cloud storage. If a USB is needed, use a trusted company one. Do not use a client USBs or USBs from home. Okay, we're going to go with, we'll do a wrong one. We'll give their USB a go. Your colleague plugs in the USB into the client laptop. And then we have these really great little video scenarios where we can see the outcomes of that decision. And of course, it looks like we have a really awful virus here. Okay, what have you done? Oh no. Take a look at your colleague's USB. It looks like he borrowed it from his kid. What do you say? I think we should stick to Google Drive. Good thinking. Let's give your USB a go. Let's do I have a company USB. We should use that one. You pull out your own USB, a company labeled item that undergoes routine checks, okay? And then we have another little scenario here. Great use of screen recordings. Good job, you retrieved the client's file. You did so quickly, and you didn't have to put her laptop or her company's servers at risk. Okay, let's go to question 2. But it's not over yet. As much as your company security is important, so too is yours. I don't want to sound rude, but was that your personal laptop? Is that a problem? So we'll continue through this dialogue. You jump in and explain that you'll have to check the USB for viruses. I hope it won't take long. Okay. You notice the client's laptop runs on Windows. To test the USB, you can either use your colleague's Windows laptop or your own MacBook. Okay, so how do you want to test it? So we have a couple different options here. I'll go ahead and click here to use the MacBook, and we'll see what happens here. Then we get to do a virus scan. And we found some viruses. So I'll stop with this one. Really great example of some scenario-based learning. Really great example of clean, consistent visual design, and a really good mix of scenarios, and then some of those screen recordings to demonstrate the process. So really fantastic example, Tim. Thank you so much for sharing. All right, so for our 5th and final example from our top 5, this one is a RISE example from Frea Uys. I think I'm saying your name right, or Freya. I apologize if I'm saying your name wrong. This one, flash drive safety at CyberCo, again, built in RISE. And, I wanted to showcase this one because one of the things that I know to be true about using RISE is that it can be really hard to create something that's instructionally sound and that looks unique because, once you've seen one RISE course, it feels like you've seen every RISE course, right? And it's easy to make just information dumps. And so I really love the way that Frea incorporated the CyberCo design into the project, along with some of the different ways that they used multimedia. So we'll go ahead and click here to start. And again, you can see a really great use of the design here. And we have a character here. Dave is our friendly IT guy. Great use of an animated GIF here. I love it. And of course, it incorporates the colors and the branding. And we say, okay, IT guys aren't always the friendliest, but that's because we have a lot of balls to juggle, problems to fix, and we can only handle so many password resets a day. Again, great use of some animated GIFs to represent that. I love that. So what's the deal, Dave? I'm here to help make sense of your flash drive. So we have some content here about flash drives and the safety risks. So the simple card interaction here with some information. Again, check out the links down in the comments to check this one out. Got it. Unpacking the jargon. Very good. Great use of integrating a custom graphic for click to reveal to learn about these different items. So fantastic work there. We'll click continue here. And I love this switch to a dark mode theme with this. So it looks really awesome here. And again, what I really love about Frea's use of the different interactive blocks, here's a great process interaction with some animated GIFs to learn about this. And then later on, what I really like as well, if I continue forward here, I'm going to go to lesson 2 here. We'll find it. So some additional information, some additional animated GIFs, clicked reveals. But what I really love here is a process interaction, but turned into like a comic book scenario. So wonderful use of some graphics here to create this animated GIF scenario where we click through this and we learn about the story or the scenario with our comic book and some content down here. And there's a big issue. All right. And then what can we learn from it? We have some additional content here. And then we have some video scenarios.
Hello. Mariam from Finance here. I attended a Tech and Innovation Expo recently. I was hoping to learn more about fintech tools we can use at CyberCo. One of the tech companies gave me an awesome info pack that included some great branded freebies. Everybody likes free things, right? I got a travel mug, a t-shirt, a lanyard, and a USB drive. I'm working at home today and left my CyberCo flash drive on my desk at work. What should I do?
All right, so again, some simple scenario-based learning. The video provides the context, and then we have our scenario here. So let's try this. Let's click on this one, submit. And then we got incorrect, so we'll try again. Incorrect, we'll try it one more time. Miriam should store her work in the CyberCo cloud until she returns to work. And we have some correct feedback. All right. So fantastic work on this one. It looks great. Great use of different forms of multimedia, video, all of that. So fantastic work on that. All right, so before we take a quick preview at our September 2023 Design Challenge, I want to thank everybody who submitted. Great work on it. And I want to announce that Tim Horgan was our winner for our August challenge. We felt like Tim's submission was the most consistent, visually engaging. It was a good mix of interactivity, design consistency, user interface design, intuitiveness, all of that stuff. So congratulations, Tim Horgan, on winning our August 2023 challenge. And thank you everybody who submitted for submitted their work for this month's challenge. Now, for our September 2023 challenge, we're going to take a hard turn or a hard left turn or hard right turn. I always mess up that expression. Away from cybersecurity and into the service industry, and we're going to be doing one on how to make a Moscow Mule. So for this one, we have a hypothetical vodka company who's trying to promote a new brand of vodka or a new type of vodka for a Moscow Mule. So in this challenge, we'll be identifying why this company's vodka makes the best tasting Moscow Mule, how to mix a Moscow Mule using proper ingredients, explain why a Moscow Mule must be served in the proper vessel, copper cup, and propose at least one variation on the drink using different flavors or garnishes. And just like with other challenges, we've provided some requirements and constraints with some ideas for interactivity and content presentation. And of course, we have our style guide for our hypothetical company here with a totally different look and feel. Obviously, we have our bright red color here. We have a different font, different logos. So I'll be super curious to see what everyone comes up with. So if you want to participate in our September challenge, make sure to check out the link down below. Otherwise, thank you everybody for submitting. All right, so that is a wrap on our August 2023 challenge. I want to send a special thanks to everyone who participated and shared their hard work. I so very much appreciate it. And of course, if you'd like to see all of this month's submissions for this month's challenge or participate in our next month's challenge or just use one of our past month challenges as a topic for your own sample project, check out the links down in the comments. Otherwise, I want to thank you so much for watching. If you haven't done so already, make sure to click that like, subscribe, and of course that bell button to get alerted the next time I publish a video just like this one. And of course, join us inside the eLearning Designers Academy, where we help instructional designers and eLearning developers grow their careers by focusing on skills first. Otherwise, my name is Tim Slade, and until next time, I'll see you around.